80 years ago, on November 20th, 1945, the Nuremberg trials were held by the Allies against leaders of the defeated Nazi Germany for plotting and carrying out invasions of several countries across Europe and committing atrocities against civilians, both German and foreign, in World War II. From 1939 to 1945, Nazi Germany invaded numerous European nations, causing massive devastation, including the deaths of 27 million people in the Soviet Union alone. After the war, the Allied powers debated how to deal with the defeated Nazi leadership. Ideas ranged from staging a public trial, as favored by the Soviet Union, to carrying out immediate executions, as supported by some in the United Kingdom. In mid-1945, France, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, and the United States ultimately agreed to establish a joint tribunal in Nuremberg, in occupied Germany, using the Nuremberg Charter as its legal foundation. Between November 20th, 1945 and October 1st, 1946, the International Military Tribunal prosecuted 22 of the most prominent surviving Nazi political, military, and economic figures, along with 6 major German organizations. The trial aimed not only to convict the accused, but also to compile undeniable evidence of Nazi atrocities, educate the defeated German population, and undermine the authority of the old German ruling class. In its final judgment, the IMT agreed with the prosecution that planning and waging a war of aggression was the supreme international crime, as it encompassed the accumulated evil of the whole. Most of the defendants also faced charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity, with the Holocaust playing a major role. The United States later conducted 12 additional trials targeting lower-level perpetrators, focusing more heavily on the Holocaust. Although criticized at the time for retroactively criminalizing aggressive war, the Nuremberg proceedings introduced the groundbreaking principle that individuals, not just states, can be held accountable for violating international law, a development widely regarded as the true foundation of modern international criminal law. The International Military Tribunal put 24 of Nazi Germany's most significant political and military figures on trial. Of those found guilty, 11 received death sentences, and 10 were executed by hanging. Hermann Goering took his own life the night before his scheduled execution. While most of the accused had surrendered to the United States Army, the Soviet Union had custody of several senior Nazi officials, who were subsequently handed over to Nuremberg for trial. The defendants included Martin Bormann, who died in absentia on May 2, 1945, Karl Dönitz, Hans Frank, Wilhelm Frick, Hans Fritzsche, Walter Funk, Hermann Goering, Rudolf Hess, Alfred Jodl, Ernst Kaltenbrunner, Wilhelm Keidel, Gustav Krupp von Blüchen und Halbach, Robert Ley, who committed suicide in his cell on October 25, 1945, Konstantin von Neurath, Franz von Papen, Erich Reiter, Joachim von Ribbentrop, Alfred Rosenberg, Fritz Zackel, Dr. Hausma Schacht, Balder von Schirach, Arthur Seyss-Inquart, Albert Speer, and Julius Streicher. During the trial, 37 witnesses testified for the prosecution. Witnesses testified in person for the defense, including 19 of the defendants themselves. Another 143 individuals provided written testimony through interrogatory responses. For the defense of the indicted organizations, commissions appointed by the tribunal heard 101 witnesses, and an additional 1,809 affidavits were submitted. 6 more reports were also filed, each summarizing large numbers of additional affidavits. Also, there's this Rami Malek and Russell Crowe film, Nuremberg, that's already released in theaters. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you stop by at theaters to watch it. Well, that's all I have for the Nuremberg trials. can't believe it's 80 already. If you like what you hear, don't forget to leave a comment down below and subscribe and tell me what you think. This is Stephen Luke, and I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you next time.